All right, we listed our tricks. Now it's time for treats. I'm going to start. I'll just go off the bat with the rookie Malik Neighbors. You know, people were kind of skeptical of him going on the Giants. And yeah, they have the right to know. I mean, the Giants are playing like crap, but they are good at one thing. We saw with Barkley, which I'll get to in a little bit. But they feed their best player. They got Tracy. They drafted for him. It looks like the new star. Let me pull up his stats right here. Hold on, because I had it pulled up.
I mean, all you need to know is worst game in fantasy is like 11 points this year.
Yeah.
Besides 2 games, he's missed a concussion.
Yeah,
he's
2 games.
Still
he's missed 2
almost,
games.
He's still almost top 10 fantasy and just produces every week.
Exactly.
He's a dog.
He's at 73 targets, 46 receptions, 500 yards, 498, and then 3 touchdowns. And they're giving the ball nonstop. I think, you know, a lot of people are just kind of staying away from him, even though he's such a high, draft guy, you know, he came out of the draft with top wide receiver. So, I mean, he's been a great little treat for what's been a really bad, terrible Giants offense.
Yeah, I mean, he's arguably the best receiver in LSU history.
Okay, yep. Next one, this is probably one of the easiest ones. I want to say Saquon. That's been great for the Eagles offense in general. You know, you see what he's been able to do and bring that offense and bring the running back level that Philly needed to the next level. You know, that he's bringing just what they were at with DeAndre Swift, but times 2. Great player, but that's not who I'm focusing on. I'm going to another running back, Derrick Henry. I mean, maybe the best signing this so far in the offseason. He scored touchdown every single game this year. He's the dominant player. I mean, you look what he was doing on Titans and putting up numbers. Now he's on the Ravens, and he might, break career accolades. So they're going to keep running him. Hopefully he stays healthy, but Lamar Jackson and him are such a great compliment. The Ravens are looking maybe like one of the top seeds, if not the very top. I mean, they lost the Browns, but top seed in the West. And finally, I'm having a little tough time with this one because I want to stay with the rookie. So I had Bowers because, I mean, he's leading the entire league right now in receptions going into week 9. Hot rookie. They drafted him kind of high, and I mean, he's paying off. No one else got to pay off right now in that Raiders offense. But I wanted to say it was Jaden Daniels because a lot of people were just focused on Caleb Williams in the preseason, offseason. Clear cut, you got out of USC. But Jaden Daniels has really shown his toughness. He just had that Hail Mary to win the game with hurt ribs. He's rushing it, and everyone's like, oh, he's going to get hurt. Yeah, he got hurt. He's going to get hurt probably some more times, but he's got the Washington Commanders in the lead right now in their division. And this team, with Brian Robinson, Eckler, Terry McLaurin's finally looking great. This team is looking good. Yeah, defensively, Dan Quinn's got them firing too. So I want to say, tip your hat off to that because people just kind of forgot about him. And now, Rookie of the Year possibly candidate right now.
I feel like he's even an MVP candidate.
Yeah, possibly. Him or Lamar.
Yeah.
But I will let you go to your treats now.
Yeah, well, Brock Bowers is definitely one of mine.
Okay, nice. You can touch on him a little bit if you want.
I mean, he's the tight end one, for sure. He's the best tight end in the league right now. He's what Sam Laporta was last year.
Kittle.
Besides the touchdowns, but he's got all the receptions. He's leading the league in receptions.
Yep. Exactly.
I'm going to go, and then you touch on running back. Your first running back was,
it was technically Barkley, but
and
Derrick
Henry.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go to 2 guys really quick. 3 guys, actually. My 3 running backs that I have on here is Alvin Kamara, playing lights out.
Yeah, I kind of wrote
Joe Mixon, playing lights out for the Texans, and then J.K. Dobbins for the Chargers.
Yeah.
RB1, playing well. And then for tight end, I'm just going to rattle off all mine real quick.
Go.
I got George Kittle playing lights out ball this year as well. Your guy, Jordan Love, playing great right here.
Missed 3 games basically.
A guy that went down this year who was having a wide receiver 1 season, Chris Godwin.
Yeah,
been playing amazing. And these are all guys fantasy-wise that are drafted late in fantasy too. So this is even better for fantasy football players treat-wise.
Right.
And then my last player, you mentioned a rookie receiver in Malik Neighbors. I'm going to go with Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah. I mean, great one.
He's not just leading all the rookies in receiving yards, also in touchdowns. I know that Malik Neighbors has missed 2 games, so it could be a different conversation if he did play. But, I mean, he's playing lights out. He's the clear-cut #1 pass catcher in that Jaguars offense.
Yeah, I know.
He's even top 5 in receiving yards, not even just rookies. So
and he's tough. He's got to try to play through his rib injury, right?
Yeah, his ribs. And, I mean, the guy looks like he's 6'3", like 200 plus pounds, and he runs a 4.3.
Huge. Yeah.
He runs a 4.3. I mean, the guy's a stud, and I'm excited that he's on my fantasy team, and hopefully he can get me some wins.
So I'll just
Those are all mine.
Yeah, I love it. I'll just name off some random players just to kind of end it before we go into it, and you can tell me like trick or treat. Let's go with Kyler Murray for the Cardinals. You know, he's got them kind of playing good. They beat Philly, but then
he's more of a treat, but he's a guy that fits into the category where I have one of these guys that are both trick and treat. It's George Pickens as well.
Okay.
He's like a trick and a treat because he has those games where he goes
teases
off,
you. Yeah, okay, that's a
and
good one.
Those
Yeah,
games where he doesn't play well. But.
So that's kind of what I wanted to say with Deebo Samuels and Xavier Worthy. I mean, they're so boom or bust. Deebo Samuels can win you weeks in fantasy and be with the stud of the 49ers. We saw a 66-yarder get pulled back last week, or he'll come out and get sick. I mean, that's a bad sickness, and give it to him. He's one of the toughest guys, but he's so rattled up. And then with Xavier Worthy, you know, he's such a big play guy and small. But, I mean, if they could just get him on some of these, which they do, you know, he's going to be great. And they signed DeAndre Hopkins, got out of Tennessee, thank gosh. We'll see how he kind of develops in that offense. But, I mean, if they can get Xavier Worthy and Mahomes on the same page, you know, we're looking at some fireworks. And the Chiefs are already undefeated. So,
yeah.
Let's go to another one real quick. Let's go to, I'm trying to think of like another good one. How about Devon Achane out of Miami? Treat, okay. All right, how about...
But he also fits in that category sometimes, too, where if there's no Tua...
Yeah.
You know, they don't really produce, but he did have a couple good weeks without Tua as well.
He has more receiving yards than Waddle.
He's definitely a treat.
Okay.
Devon Achane.
So this one's kind of interesting because it kind of results to all the offense. I'm going to say the Bears wide receiving corps because they said they had the best with a Doomsday, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, and I mean, how do you evaluate that situation with those such great? And when I mean mentioning Kmet and Swift, it's just the wide receivers don't really produce that much.
Yeah, I mean, the offense hasn't really been that good besides these last few weeks. You know, we saw Caleb Williams kind of coming into his own.
Yeah.
But the defense was kind of really holding him in games and winning games for him, and they still are. But, I mean, we saw the Hail Mary last week, that cornerback, I forget his name, but talking trash to the crowd and you know, tip the ball into the end zone for the receiver. I mean, that's the best way you can lose a game right there. But yeah, it's hard to evaluate the Bears receivers. I mean, Roman Dunze had that one good game against Indianapolis. But there's just so many guys in that offense, and you got a rookie quarterback who's still kind of figuring it out. So yeah, I agree. And I mean, it just kind of goes to show, you know, you try to trade me Keenan Allen. So, I mean,
PPR points, I'm hoping he gets something. I mean, 2 touchdowns the other week, and then goes back down to 40 yards.
Just shows how you evaluate trades. Try to dump your guys on me.
Trying to get some better ones. Final one. Let's see. I just had it. Sorry, I was thinking of Justin Herbert as one, but I mean, the team's playing good. They're kind of lights out. I think maybe we'll end it there. Hold on. We'll skip this part real quick. All right, another one. Let's just say disappointing team, exciting team. Let's go with the Lions, leading the NFC. I mean, right back to where they started. They ended last year. I mean, you got Sonic and Knuckles back there. Goff, 3 touchdowns the other week, less than 100 passing yards.
Yeah.
Defense playing lights out. I mean, I can't imagine if Hutchinson was there. This team is special. There would have been a big treat. Treat. And then a big trick. I mean, I said Dallas in general, but I feel like we're watching the Texans right now, and I know that division is kind of up for grabs, but I feel like they kind of been a trick so far too because they came in firepower. They're injured, of course, but they came in. You know, C.J. Stroud doing a lot of talk this offseason saying he's top 5. He knows that. And, you know, right now they're still kind of figuring out. It's early, midway, basically, so they'll get their feet from under them. But do you have any other teams? Just name off.
Well, I mean, no, I don't. But like you said, the Lions. I mean, they're the clear alpha in the NFC.
Totally.
They were my team. I said it on prime time. You know, besides the 49ers, or you ever said it was. I said the Lions are that team in the NFC that can challenge the defending NFC champs, and the Ravens are the team that can challenge the Chiefs in the AFC. So I think those 2 teams, are treats, even though the Ravens started off slow. And then also, I mean, speaking on the Texans, you know, he lost. C.J. Stroud did lose his top 2 receivers. Last week he lost.
Tank Dell's been banged up.
Yeah, last week he lost Diggs. 4 weeks ago he lost Nico Collins. But, I mean, no matter what you say about him, they're not playing as good as they were last year. Stroud's not playing as good as he was last
Got the
year.
tape
But
on him.
I mean, they just find ways to win.
Yeah.
They
They
Stroud
might
finds ways to win. I mean,
Yeah.
you saw it against Jacksonville. I know Jacksonville's not a great team, but they drove down the field, got the game-winning touchdown. You saw it against the Bears. You saw it against the Colts last week. And the Bills. You know, they find ways to win. So it's going to be interesting to see when guys get healthy. Their line's getting banged up as we see. Mixon's healthy now, but I think the Texans and the Ravens are teams that, you know, could potentially
Run it.
run it. And then also, I mean, speaking on treats, I'll just throw one team in there. I talked so much trash on them this year in the offseason, and this is my official apology to them, is the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, yeah.
I know they're on a 2-game
Yep.
skid, but, I mean, they came out firing. They looked like one of the best teams in the NFL. And just that whole division, the North and the NFC, you got
Yeah.
the Bears, you got the Packers, who are these are all contender teams, maybe
6-2.
besides the Bears. But the Bears are still good.
They're in there.
record-wise.
They're still in there.
Yeah, so those 3 teams, I feel like the Lions, the Vikings, and the Packers could definitely be a team, you know, within the divisional game
Yeah.
or the NFC Championship. Very, very possibly. I could definitely see the Packers and the if they could stay healthy, I could definitely see the Packers and the Lions in the title game, or the Lions and Vikings in the title game, just
Right.
considering how they play defense in Minnesota. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. It's an interesting season. Gets more crazy every year, so I'm excited.
All the games started, Slater. Any other things? I think we're good, right?
No.
Those were our treats and tricks, trick or treat. Shout out to everyone. We have Thanksgiving coming up. One of the biggest treats, I guess. Shout out to Evan and you Dodgers fans out there. Winning the World Series. They were down 5-0 against the Yankees, but hey, winners find a way, and they did that. Congrats. And shout out to Lakers. They started hot 3-0, lost 2. It's all right. Let's figure it out again. But let's go back. Basketball season's back, baby. Shout out. Let's go. Till next time.